But while she was on there, of course, and I have a suspicion multiple videos are coming out of this podcast episode, but she decided to explain her decision to go with Nike. Now, a lot of us has been like, we wish she would have went with somebody else for all kinds of reasons. Whether it's Nike's heavy involvement with China, I don't love it. I didn't.
Caitlin Clark made a surprise New Year's Eve appearance on the New Heights podcast hosted by Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce, generating substantial online attention. Given her well-documented admiration for Taylor Swift, who maintains a relationship with Travis Kelce, along with her devoted support of the Kansas City Chiefs, her presence on the show wasn't entirely unexpected. However, the timing and content of her appearance sparked considerable interest across social media platforms. During the extended conversation, Clark provided detailed insights into her decision to partner with Nike for her signature footwear line. This topic has generated ongoing discussion among basketball enthusiasts, with many expressing wishes that she'd selected a different brand for various reasons. Concerns about Nike's extensive manufacturing relationships with China have drawn criticism over the years, similar to controversies involving other major athletes.
Didn't love it with LeBron. That's been an issue. The NBA, yada, yada, yada. The fact that they just seem to drop the ball forever with Caitlin Clark as a brand. Right? I mean, how do you not have her official logo out and ready when she walks into the league? I don't get it. It's baffling to me. Like, you've had forever to work on this while she was still in college. And of course, everybody is awaiting her signature shoe.
Additionally, some observers have expressed frustration with Nike's seemingly slow rollout of Clark-related branding initiatives, particularly the delay in having her official logo prepared at the start of her professional career. The timing seemed puzzling given the extended period available for development while she competed collegiately. Anticipation continues building for her signature sneaker release, with speculation suggesting the launch will coincide with the upcoming season's start, assuming labor negotiations don't disrupt the schedule. During the podcast episode, which reportedly runs approximately 2 hours in length, Clark offered extensive commentary on her footwear partnership and design process. When discussing sneaker culture, the Kelce brothers asked Clark about the timeline and creative process involved in developing signature shoes. Clark described the experience as among the most exciting opportunities she's encountered, noting that initial conversations began during her final season competing for Iowa.
Which, rumor has it, will drop around the time the WNBA season drops, provided there is a WNBA season. But anyway, nonetheless, she explains her decision to go with Nike.
This guy's insane. Let's get back to Nike though. I gotta ask some questions because I'm such a huge sneaker fan. You said that you're wearing the new kicks coming up this season.
Yeah.
I honestly, for everyone that doesn't know,
At that critical juncture, she evaluated proposals from Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour, with all three companies offering signature shoe deals. The timeline and approach varied among the competitors, with some prepared to move more rapidly than others. Clark acknowledged Nike's reputation for producing premium athletic footwear, though she recognized their development process typically requires more time compared to competitors. She emphasized the universal appeal of Nike and Jordan brand, noting that aspiring athletes across generations have dreamed of representing these iconic labels. The prestige associated with Nike and Jordan remains unmatched in the athletic footwear industry, creating powerful emotional connections for young athletes. The conversation touched on custom Kobe Bryant colorways that Clark has worn during games, which have generated significant attention among NBA players and sneaker enthusiasts.
like the process that goes into like making the sneakers, like how long in advance has it been, or like when does it all start? Do they come to you with a shoe, a bunch of shoes? Do you kind of get to tweak them here and there? How is that process?
Yeah, I think it's honestly been like probably one of the coolest things I've got to do since, honestly, the process started at the end of my senior year when I was at Iowa, because I was deciding what shoe company I was going to go with. And I talked to Nike.
She mentioned connections and relationships that have facilitated access to exclusive designs, demonstrating the interconnected nature of basketball sneaker culture across professional leagues. Clark revealed that the design process has consumed roughly 18 months of collaborative work, involving countless decisions about aesthetics, functionality, and brand identity. The most challenging aspect involves balancing uniqueness with performance requirements. While she frequently competes wearing Kobe models, she emphasized her determination to create something distinctly personal rather than simply replicating existing designs. The goal centers on developing footwear that reflects her individual style while maintaining the comfort and support necessary for elite-level basketball. Her approach to the signature line emphasizes chaseability, the excitement and desire surrounding limited editions and special colorways.
Adidas and Under Armour, and they all offered me a signature shoe, obviously some faster than others. And, everybody knows Nike makes the best product. It just kind of takes a little bit longer. And so I grew up wanting to be a Nike athlete. Every kid does. Nike, yeah. Jordan, like that's the premier brand, and everybody knows that.
The custom Kobe's, yeah.
Oh yeah, the custom Kobe's are fine. I sent like Harry and some of your friends some. They're like testing me. They're like, how do we get the? I was like, I got you. But no, I mean, it's probably been like a year and a half now.
This concept drives much of sneaker culture's energy, with collectors and fans eagerly pursuing specific designs and collaborations. Clark expressed particular enthusiasm about developing unique colorways and potential brand partnerships that will accompany the core shoe design. She confirmed plans for a Kansas City Chiefs-themed player exclusive edition, acknowledging her loyalty to the franchise. Travis Kelce showed genuine excitement about the project, noting that many athletes dream of having signature footwear, but few achieve this milestone. He referenced LeBron James's inaugural signature shoe, which incorporated design elements inspired by the Hummer vehicle he famously received during high school. That approach of embedding personal narrative into footwear design created memorable branding that resonated with fans.
Now of like figuring out what exactly I want. And I think probably the most challenging part of it is like you want it to be unique, but at the same time, like I have to be comfortable wearing it. So I think you kind of take what you're comfortable in. Like obviously I play in a lot of Kobe's, but at the same time, I don't want it to be a Kobe. I want it to be something very unique to me and a little bit different. And I think for myself, like, I kind of think about like what's kind of been important to me when I think about like shoes or sneakers. And I think like just the chaseability of them and like, you want a certain sneaker or like you want to.
Kelce expressed eagerness to see how Clark's personal story and identity will manifest in her shoes design language. The podcast episode appears likely to generate multiple discussion topics given its substantial length and the current relative quiet period in women's professional basketball. With professional seasons for various sports approaching their initial stages, Clark's appearance provides significant content for fans seeking basketball-related discussions during the off-season lull. Clark's decision to partner with Nike becomes more understandable when considering the Jordan brand connection. The association between basketball footwear excellence and Michael Jordan's legacy remains powerful decades after his playing career.
On a certain colorway. So I think that's like going to be probably the most fun part. Like, okay, great. Like you have like the mold of the shoe and like what it is and the technology that's in it. But more so, I think I'm more excited about like making the certain colorways or collabing with certain brands or whatever it is. I know I definitely got a Chiefs colorway on the way or PE or something. Maybe we can get Andy Reid to like coach in them at some point or something.
Are you kidding me?
Or we can turn them into a cleat or we get something like that.
But listen, you're speaking to me now. I'm game.
For many basketball players, particularly those aspiring to achieve similar legendary status, the Nike and Jordan brand ecosystem represents the ultimate validation. Interestingly, reports have emerged suggesting Stephen Curry expressed significant frustration with Under Armour's failure to secure Clark's partnership. Curry, who has maintained a long-standing relationship with Under Armour despite opportunities to join larger brands, reportedly felt disappointed that his company couldn't attract Clark's signature line. The stylistic similarities between Clark's playing style and Curry's game, particularly their prolific three-point shooting and ability to launch from extended range, make the potential partnership seem like a natural fit. Curry's desire to have Clark represent Under Armour alongside him makes strategic sense given their comparable approaches to the game and their shared ability to revolutionize basketball through long-range shooting.
It's so cool because a lot of like you're doing exactly what like I've always dreamed of doing in terms, because everybody that plays a sport or definitely is a hooper like dreams of having a signature shoe. Like it is the coolest shit ever. But I remember LeBron came out with his first signature shoe and it was like he had this Hummer in high school, the notorious Hummer, and he kind of like shaped or like made the shoes kind of resemble a Hummer's like look and model and everything.
The eventual launch of Clark's signature shoe will likely represent a significant moment for women's basketball and athletic footwear more broadly. Her cultural impact extends well beyond the court, making her sneaker line's commercial performance a topic of intense interest. Whether the shoes can achieve crossover appeal similar to popular men's basketball models remains an open question, but early indicators suggest substantial demand across multiple demographic groups. The combination of Clark's rising profile, Nike's marketing capabilities, and the growing interest in women's sports creates conditions for potentially unprecedented success in the women's basketball footwear market. Following extensive bargaining discussions, prolonged deliberations, and an off-season that feels interminable despite lasting only months, the WNBA faces potentially catastrophic circumstances.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie to you. The writing was already on the wall. The women was trying to get more than what the people could afford to give them. At the end of the day, the WNBA was a tax write-off for the owners. Now, judging by new information that has been released, which we're going to go over that in a hot second, it do not look good. January 9th was the day we find out. Well, I say it was as it passed. January 9th is the day we supposed to find out what's going to happen. And I'm going to tell y'all what's going to happen. They're going to give us enough.
While the break between seasons spans a relatively brief period, the constant negotiation updates create perception of endless duration. At this juncture, attention may need shifting toward alternative women's basketball organizations given mounting evidence suggesting the WNBA's continued existence remains uncertain. The deteriorating situation represents genuinely disastrous developments, though warning signs emerged clearly approximately 1 year ago. Female athletes pursued compensation packages exceeding what organizational finances could sustainably support. Historically, the league functioned essentially as tax deduction vehicles for ownership groups.
What's going to happen. And I'm going to tell y'all what's going to happen. They're going to give us another damn extension. And guess what's going to happen after that? They're going to give us another one and another one. Then March is going to come around. Then April's going to come around. Then May. Then June, July, August, September, October. And guess what? We're not going to have any WNBA season. And it's going to ultimately be a lockout. That's what's ultimately going to happen. To me, from the outside looking in, it's looking like the owners don't even care about ending this league. They probably been ready to end this league. Now, this sucks for people like...
Recent information releases paint increasingly grim pictures regarding resolution prospects. January 9th supposedly represents the critical determination date, though that description requires past tense given the deadline's passage. More accurately, that date supposedly marks when clarity emerges about future direction. However, the predictable pattern involves another postponement, followed by successive extensions stretching through March, April, May, June, July, August, September, and October. Ultimately, no 2026 season materializes as ownership implements lockout measures.
In this league. They probably been ready to end this league. Now, this sucks for people like Caitlin Clark, Paige Beckers, Angel Reese, and a host of other players because this league is how they got big. A little bit. You know, Caitlin was kind of big when she got her. Angel had a following. Paige had a following too. But where do they go from here? Project B. Like I told you, Project B is going to be the next thing smoking. But let's head on over to X and listen to the funeral session because this damn show is a funeral session that is happening for the WNBA. That's crazy because all of these legends, all of these WNBA legends were going on.
This trajectory appears inevitable. External observations suggest ownership displays minimal commitment to preserving league operations. Quite possibly, proprietors have long prepared to discontinue the venture entirely. Such outcomes prove particularly damaging for athletes, including Caitlin Clark, Paige Buchers, Angel Reese, and numerous others whose prominence developed partly through WNBA platforms. Clark arrived, carrying substantial recognition.
All of these legends, all of these WNBA legends were going on these podcasts. Where's Sheryl Swoops at now? Where is Sheryl Swoops at now? Picking on Caitlin Clark, calling Caitlin Clark out for not paying homage allegedly to all these legends. Where is the WNBA legends at now? Crickets. Crickets. It's crazy, man. It truly is crazy. This just came out 18 hours ago. It said also include the first.
Reese possessed existing followings, as did Buchers. Nevertheless, their professional futures now face uncertainty. Project B alternatives, as repeatedly mentioned, likely emerge as primary options moving forward. Current circumstances warrant characterization as funeral proceedings for the organization. The metaphor fits disturbingly well.
This just came out 18 hours ago. It said also include the first reported salary figures from the player side per a document obtained by ESPN by WBPA's November 28 proposal. A projected salary cap of around $12 million in 2025. That's good. That proposal also includes a $1 million average player salary max of $2.5 million. That's good. Then a negotiation over a new CBA near the end deadline of January 9th. That's what we're going to talk about right now, this article. But
notably absent from current discussions are veteran players and legendary figures who dominated recent podcast circuits. Former stars like Sheryl Swoopes, who previously criticized Clark regarding alleged failures properly honoring predecessors, have fallen conspicuously silent. Where are these WNBA icons now? Complete silence prevails. The situation genuinely defies comprehension.
This article. But as y'all heard there, everything is sounding real good. In my book, that $12 million salary cap is good. I mean, everybody finna make some M's, bro. Y'all ain't never made M's, bro. Sign a paper. Why y'all trying to get more than what y'all think y'all worth? I just don't get that for the life of me. But let's listen to let's Andrew.
Well, Malika, it's certainly a possibility. This is something that I've been told has been being considered.
ESPN recently obtained documents revealing details from the WNBA Players Association's November 28th proposal. That submission projected approximately $12 million salary cap for 2025, which represents reasonable terms. Additionally, the proposal included $1 million average player compensation with $2.5 million maximum salaries. These figures appear quite favorable. Negotiations approach the January 9th deadline, which
has been being considered for a while now, going back to before that latest extension was agreed upon right after Thanksgiving. Look, the players have said time and time again that they feel that these negotiations aren't going the way that they want to. In the latest reported proposal from the league, they did offer a $1 million max salary, which with the revenue sharing system they proposed would go up to 1.2.
Come on, man. Y'all ain't finna take the million. Y'all ain't finna take the million. Y'all ain't never, ever, ever made.
Everything outlined sounds remarkably generous by any objective standard. A $12 million total salary cap means every athlete receives substantial compensation measured in millions. These players have never previously earned such amounts throughout entire careers. The logical response involves immediate agreement. Why pursue additional concessions beyond reasonable valuations?
Million. Y'all ain't finna take the million. Y'all ain't never, ever, ever made $1 million. They ain't never, ever, ever made $1 million. Y'all finna sit right here and not take the million.
The players, they still aren't quite satisfied with that. So they're looking at all possibilities of how they can get these conversations, these negotiations, where they want to be. The next deadline for the CBA is January 9th. The other day, we even heard Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, said that he and Deputy Commissioner Mark Tatum are in a position where they're happy to step in to the negotiations.
The rationale behind continued resistance proves utterly baffling. According to reporting from Andrew, lockout possibilities have received serious consideration for considerable duration, predating even the most recent post-Thanksgiving extension. Player representatives have repeatedly expressed dissatisfaction with negotiation progress. Management's latest documented proposal offered $1 million maximum salaries, which under proposed revenue-sharing mechanisms could reach $1.2 million. Yet athletes refuse even these unprecedented compensation levels.